Fascinating. I'll start again. She's fascinating. She's 76, and she's sat in front of me at the moment. She's called Star Khechara, and she lives in Plymouth, and she's a Facelift Food Coach. You're not 76, though, are you? Come, it's Mr. Whip next door. He's been lying to me. You have a secret chocolate pudding recipe that actually counts towards your 5 a day. Can this be true? It says the first question. Star, I'm so sorry. You've put almonds in this one, haven't you?
I have. I'm sorry. I didn't know you couldn't eat nuts.
I'm anaphylactic towards all sorts of nuts. Almonds are actually borderline. Okay?
Yeah.
So I just don't want to try it. You know?
No, that's fine.
Otherwise, you've now got to do a program for next hour whilst I pass out on the floor.
Well, you pass out and I have to give you like mouth to mouth or something.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's
could be interesting.
Well, if you've had nuts as well, that would kill me dead.
Oh yeah.
Be very careful.
I haven't eaten any nuts, so you're all right.
Fantastic. All right. Explain your background. The author of the Holistic Beauty book. Huh?
Yes. My background's actually in the sort of skincare formulation field. I've been making my own skincare products for about 18 years.
Yeah.
So I sort of became like one of the UK's leading experts in it after such a long time, and being in magazines, writing articles, and then I sort of got approached to write a book, and yeah, 2008 I got a book published in how to make your own skincare products that would make your skin healthier. It also included some nutritional advice as well, and that's where the whole sort of facelift food thing started for me. But I am a trained nutritionist anyway.
Whatever you shove into your body is obviously going to affect every organ, every your skin, your eyes, your heart rate, whatever. Yes?
That is absolutely right. But you'd be surprised how many people would argue against that.
Yes.
Especially in the medical profession.
Some of the doctors do tend to go down the road of what's the word I'm looking for? Authenticity. No, that's not the right word. Basically, no, this is complete and utter pants.
Yes.
I hasten to add, somebody within my family once went to a white witch to analyse the hair of a child who was suffering from terrible dermatitis and eczema.
Yeah.
And the white witch came back and said it's because he's got far too much roughage in his diet. If you take out the wheat and the bran, that will go. And it did. When we took it back to the doctor said, nah, rubbish, just sheer coincidence. But again, whatever you shove into your body does have a reaction.
Of course it does. I mean, every single cell in your entire body is made and repaired from the materials you put into it. So you literally you wear your food, quite literally.
I do.
Yes. So whether you make that, good, healthy food, you become good and healthy on the outside and inside. If you obviously put in junk food, you'll become a junk body with, junk looks, It's as simple as that.
What about fruit? We just had a little conversation off air. You love fruit,
I
yes?
do,
And
yes.
It's great for the body, yes?
Absolutely, yeah.
Not too much?
Well, I eat a few kilos of fruit a day.
Good grief.
Yeah, fruit is the main facelift food. And that's just not just me saying it. This is based on all the research I do. I study scientific journals all the time to make sure what I'm saying and what I'm doing is backed up by nutritional science and biology. And fruit is any fruit is the top facelift food.
A few kilos of fruit?
I get through a lot of fruit, yeah.
I'm surprised you're not swinging in the garden and pooping in the trees.
Well, we are related to the bonobo monkey after all.
Well, when you say that, yes, when man is very, very closely related to any sort of primate, and the primates may, if they can get hold of fruit and that sort of thing. I would be interested to know your thoughts on honey.
I don't personally eat honey just because I'm hyperglycemic. That's gradually going with how my diet improves over time. But I came from a very strong sugary background from childhood, which set me up for hyperglycemia. And for me, honey, because it's too rich in sugar, I can't handle it at all. So I don't eat honey. I don't eat any refined sugars at all. I get my sugars only in the whole fruit form, so the fibre is all present to slow the sugar down into my bloodstream.
Fructose and I can't remember the other sugars that we found in
sucrose, glucose. There's quite a few of them.
If my chemistry teacher's listening, I wasn't paying attention. I'm so sorry. But it's all right. Let's go back to the very beginning. How on earth did you get into this?
What, into the food thing?
Into the world of food, because it's a fascinating subject. But you must have gone through an experimental stage. You said you came from a very sugary background. Was it because it was just destroying your health?
Absolutely. I mean, I was quite lucky in a way, because my family background is very poor, so we couldn't afford all the little treats. So I kind of grew up almost craving those treats in a way, because my friends could have them and we couldn't afford them. So the minute I started earning money, I went a bit too far the other way and would eat 7 Mars bars a day easily. I know. It was terrible. I mean, I'm naturally slim, so I kind of got away with it for a long time. But it's sort of in my late 20s, I started noticing that I'm not, my body's now starting to rebel against what I was putting into it. And I was already starting to study nutrition already. And so that kind of helped me really look at what I was doing to myself, and it helped me sort of change what I was doing. And I'm still on a journey. I believe health is a journey, and there's no kind of final point in a way. You're always kind of improving yourself, and that's how I see it for me.
Interesting philosophy. Your life is a journey, and yes, you just pull off every now and again to dive into pizza and chocolate.
No, I don't. I don't do that at all. It's more like I'm always finding ways to improve on what I'm already doing. I don't sort of like be healthy and then retox myself.
Okay, but firstly, do you detox yourself? To be honest with you, is detoxing actually a genuine term, or is it a complete pile of pants?
I think when people write books on detoxing and detox products you can buy, it is how you said it is complete pants. The body has its systems to detoxify itself, of course. What we do in nutrition is support that process, because the body can only detox itself with its own regulation systems if we're not constantly putting the bad stuff in all the time. Like, for example, you only start metabolizing alcohol once you've stopped drinking. So that'll be the next day, and that's why people still have high alcohol levels the next day. If you drank every single day, you wouldn't be able to detox that alcohol, because you're still putting it into you. So it's the same with anything else. If you're still piling junk food in, your body can't do its own job of detoxing that, because you're piling it in every day. Yes. So detox instigates itself when you stop putting the bad stuff in. It's a natural biological thing. It just does it itself. You don't need special products or expensive things or cleanses or to go on retreats.
So you've seen me, your eyes narrowed when you started talking about junk food and alcohol every day. What do you think? Is there anything that can be done?
Of course, and you're never too, in my approach, you're never too old, too big, or too anything to improve yourself. And with the right foods, it can happen quite quickly. You'll be surprised.
Okay. Star Khechara is in the studio at the moment, but maybe not for much longer. I may sling around in a minute. You happy to stay for a moment?
Of course.
Fantastic. BBC Radio Devon, the interactive lunch, the healthy interactive lunch today. 0845 301 1034. We've gone from nutrition to football there. Star is in the studio at the moment, so is Mr. Whip.
Afternoon.
You just better sacrifice yourself for me.
It's going to be a huge sacrifice, because you can't have Star's delicious-looking pudding that she's brought in, which I'm very intrigued about.
Star,
I've got some questions.
Yeah, what have you brought in for us, or before him?
Well, I brought in... I call it the proof of the pudding is in the eating, because most people think healthy food is a bit dull. You either think of brown beige mush or green leaves. I don't eat like that. I like to make my food dead exciting. So I brought in a chocolate pudding, which actually counts as one of your 5 a day. I'm not going to tell you how until he's tried it. And I want you to try and guess. Yes.
Oh, well, guess what's in it?
Star is the author of the Holistic Beauty book and has been studying and practicing the science and art of holistic rejuvenation over a decade, it says here. She believes that vibrant health and youthful beauty is every woman's birthright, and Chris Whips. All right.
Absolutely. Men as well.
So, and you can't try this, can you?
Because, no. Just in case. You're never too sure.
It might play you up.
Dig a spoon in, Christopher.
Now, I'm curious, because I like to watch my figure a bit and things. Is this really calorific?
Well, you've got to remember that the body actually needs calories, and it's the quality of the calories that counts, not... Most of us fill up on empty calories, whereas you need calories, we all need them, that's what our fuel is.
Right.
But it's about the quality, and that's filled with quality calories and not empty calories.
Okay, right.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, it's delicious, yeah.
You say
and
it's fruity.
There's a hint of... I think it's the almonds I can taste.
Yeah, there's an almondy base at the bottom.
Right, okay.
And what do you think the top bit's made from?
There's something else in
There's
there.
a secret ingredient you'll never guess.
That's coconut, isn't it, on top there? The white flaky bits?
Yeah, that's
but
coconut.
It's a secret ingredient.
You're intrigued.
What's he eating? Is it cat food?
It's all vegan as well. It's vegan, it's dairy-free, it's low GI. It's got just only really about 5 ingredients.
So how many calories are in this? Do you know?
Actually, do you know what? I don't know how many calories in that small amount because I normally eat a bigger one.
But
not many.
Have you put soya in it?
No soya.
So what's the secret ingredient?
No grains at all. Okay, you
or
can't
is it
guess.
a secret?
Oh, no, I'll tell you.
Give us a clue.
Well, it's a type of fruit.
Oh, right. So he was right with the fruity bit.
It is a type of fruit, but it's not a sweet fruit.
Right, be guessing. Banana?
Quince, lemon. Not a sweet fruit.
It's not a sweet fruit.
What's a bitter fruit, then?
Oh, it's not bitter either. It's just not sweet.
Go on, then. Tell us.
What colour is it?
It's avocado.
Oh, good grief. One of the most nutritional fruits going.
Yeah, full of vitamin E.
Yeah.
Which is one of your skin vitamins.
I love avocado.
Something with a lovely texture. I must have reached the bottom now.
Yeah, that's the almond
saving that
bit.
for
That's the almond bit, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's lots left for him.
Lots left.
Yeah, there is. It's really rich and lovely, isn't it?
So you've mixed in avocado with chocolate powder there, or chocolate?
It's raw cacao powder, so it's completely unprocessed cacao powder rather than cocoa powder, which has been toasted and had a lot of the antioxidants cooked out of it. So it's raw cacao powder mixed with a kind of syrup from a cactus plant, which is completely low GI. It's called agave nectar.
Yes, I know agave.
Yeah. So, and then that's just blended up, just 3 ingredients.
So it's really nice, but is this basically a chocolate pudding with a bit of fruit in it? So because you've thrown some fruit in, that makes it healthy?
No, because it's based on fruit. It's not just had a bit of fruit in it.
Right.
The mixture with the avocado is plain avocado, and the other 2 ingredients form only a tiny part of it, just to give a little sweetness and a little chocolatiness.
So would you have actually volunteered yourself if you knew that it has cactus, agave, avocado, and raw cacao powder in it?
It's lovely.
Superb.
Yeah, it is it's amazing what you can do. I've spent my kind of foodie career inventing healthy things that taste really naughty but are not.
Well, I've got to ask you, what else have you done? Because what on earth drew you to those ingredients in the first place?
Well, I've been into raw food for a long time, and they're kind of standard in that. If you're in that field, they're kind of standard ingredients.
Raw food?
Yeah, so not cooking.
Well, they always say that cooking does destroy and can bring up things like carcinogens and all that sort of
That's
stuff.
right,
Especially if you
acrylamides,
burn it, raw food is how man started out.
Exactly.
Didn't start to cook his food until whenever.
Yeah. We don't know exactly, but
we're
at
not too
some
sure.
point.
I mean, I'd love to know. I would love to know, actually, when food started to be commonly cooked. 11th, 12th century? Romans did it, I'm guessing.
Cooked.
Well, when you actually turned to actually produce...
Some point in the Stone Age, surely.
Surely, somebody would have put their mammoth too close to the flames.
Exactly, yeah. Something fell into the fire. That's how I imagine popcorn was invented. You know, someone dropped some corn accidentally in the fire and off it went.
So this what I'm eating now, this is all your recipe, is it?
Yeah, that's my own
recipe. This is something you totally invented?
Yeah, it's it uses standard ingredients which are like with normal cooking you have your staples like eggs, flour, butter, sugar, and so every chef that makes a chocolate pudding will be kind of using the same ingredients, but they put their own twist on it. So it's the same in raw food.
Star, can I ask you to put the earphones on, because we've got calls coming in, because there's a lady called Pat. Is it Pat, or is it a lady or a man? Which sort of Pat? Hello, Pat Lovell. Pat, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Pat. Do you do the same sort of thing as Star?
I do, and I can't believe it. This morning I was talking to my son about the terrible diet. If only I could turn the clock back and have my children be pregnant again and have my children and eat the foods that I do now and how I eat as well. And I was only saying to my son that one Christmas I ate 3 Mars bars before the Christmas dinner and felt really ill.
God, I'm not surprised.
And I can't believe that. I've come in on it because I was busy in the garden planting some more lettuce mixture, and I can't believe that she was talking about Mars bars. It's just like I can't. But I use agave. I call it agave from the cactus. That's the only sugar I use, and I have a set routine of eating. And normally, once upon a time, I thought I had SAD, you know, where you get really down. It's very dull here today in Brixham.
Yeah.
And but now I'm like today, I haven't finished all my jobs yet, and I'm just dashing around and in the garden 1 minute, then I'm going to cook a cake in a minute, a carrot cake. But
ooh, lovely.
And I will cut down on the sugar because I'm on a low carb diet and I've lost over a stone.
Good for you, Pat.
But I can eat cream and all healthy things like that, but in balance with lots of fruit and stuff. And yesterday we've got our own blackcurrant bushes, and I went out and finished picking them. And but every morning I make a fresh fruit salad, not with just with lots of red berries, because I pick about 20 kilos of blackberries on our land every year, and I just follow a set routine of eating. And
you're amazing, Pat. We were just talking about.
And I tell you something. She's talking about age. When I look back, when I was about 18, I had terrible spots on my skin, and I think, oh my goodness, I know what it was, the things I was eating, thinking it was a diet. But I had to go up to a building society up in Newton Abbot one day because my ISA had matured, and I went in to sit and be consulted by the person up there, and she said, have you thought about taking out a pension? I said, well, she said, oh my goodness, she said, what does that make me look like? And I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but she thought I was about 45, so
not the case.
So she really did give me a big boost.
That's lovely.
And I don't, I think I don't need Botox, or I don't think so anyway. And my husband and my daughters are they scrutinise me. And one day, my eldest daughter, who's in the Royal Engineers, she's captain in the Royal Engineers, came home with her boyfriend. She said, oh, my mummy, you look gorgeous. She said, I don't want my boyfriend to see you. Not that,
really?
That's just, I thought, don't be so silly. But, they scrutinise me. But I think it's wonderful what that lady, she is right in what she's saying about, just healthy foods. And you can use alternative ingredients in cakes and things, you know. Yeah. So I use a lot of almonds to cut down on the carbohydrate of the flour. And I mix flours. I use spelt flour and lots of walnuts. This morning I made up a mixture for my husband because he's got his trawler is in for a refit down in Gampton Kiln.
Yeah.
And he had to leave early to take the boat round from Brixham. And when he came home, I went down to pick him up because I love to help him. And I made him up a lovely mixture with this fresh fruit, yogurt, and then and some walnuts on the top and pumpkin seeds and I just make sure he always goes off each day with a good diet. And he's so fit; he's fitter than a lot of younger people that he's jumping around the boats and everything. And I touch wood, I've not had any colds or flu for I don't know how many years.
Well, that's a good sign. You've got a wet nose and a shiny coat there. Pat, look, thank you very much indeed for your call. I mean, this endorses what you've been doing. Full stop there.
Absolutely. Yeah. It sounds like Pat's doing great.
Pat's doing
well
great.
Well done.
You're doing great. Spelt. I've seen loaves of bread for sale at the Devon County Show. What is spelt?
It's a type of wheat.
Type of wheat.
It's an older version of the wheat grain.
That was it.
So it's got less gluten.
Well, I noticed that our travel reporter has now turned up looking for his chocolate pudding.
I've saved him half.
You've saved him half, yeah. Thank you very much indeed for coming in today. Your book, once again, is the Holistic Beauty Book.
Yeah, absolutely. And people can find me online as well as the Facelift Food Coach.
The Facelift Food Coach. And you're not 76, are you?
No, I'm actually 35, but people think I'm about 22.
She's not, yeah. So I'll get my glasses on in a minute. Hang on.
Shep and Joe's Summer Holiday.